The Efteling closes the Efteling Hotel.
The first inhabitant in Danse Macabre.
And a new record for Efteling.
This and much more in this month's news update. Hi, I'm Jolanda.
And I'm Joost from Dutch Theme Park Network. Let's dive in. But first up, some follow-up on our previous news update. And let's start at Eethuis in Boshijk.
We made a video a couple of months ago, or a news update, where we covered the new look. And they are still missing decorations, at least then. And we went to check up, are they there yet?
And they are not.
Nope.
It's still the same, still some clean, white,
IKEA
vibe restaurant. Of course we asked, where are the decorations?
She said this year, and we asked when this year, and she said, well, at least before December, so...
But I think there are some points that the Efteling could have taken care of in the meantime. For example, when you go to the toilet, there is still no towel holder, there is still no soap dispenser, things like that, and they're still the same. Paper.
I think that will be the decoration as well.
A towel holder.
Yeah, I think they want special ones.
Then place just a towel holder in the meantime.
True.
Efteling fixed this. We can wait for the decorations, but these are just things you need to... Staples in a restaurant. But still, no decorations at Eethuis. Another one?
You're emotional.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, you choked in your coffee.
I choked in my coffee. Another one is, we told you that the recordings of the Land Zee in the Dik take place in the Efteling. And they are recording this right now.
Yes, today is the last day they're recording. So the stage will be broken down after that. And
oh, so glad.
Yeah.
I don't like the stage. It's so vibrant blue and yellow, and it's so in your face.
It's a perfect TV decor, so it's what it should be. And it airs in August.
Yep, we thought that this would be on air this summer, but RTL4, the broadcaster, decided to broadcast this program from the 31st of August and onwards. And we guess it will be only available in the Netherlands. It was really fun to be at the recordings.
Another follow-up.
The
batteries are placed. We talked about batteries earlier. It's necessary to keep the Efteling with enough power because of, well, it's technical, the infrastructure in the Netherlands, power-wise. But they are placed there. They have even a theme on.
They were placed last month. They aim to be climate positive in 2032, and this is an important step.
It's an important step, and it means Danse Macabre can work with no issues, no power issues.
And the last one, we talked about
the fine.
The fine of millions and millions of dollars. Well, the highest judge in the Netherlands took a look, and he decided that the people who were complaining weren't able to complain because they were living too far from the Efteling. But that means...
No €1 fine for the Efteling.
So that means millions and millions to spend in the park. Ooh.
Next up, the Efteling will close the Efteling Hotel.
But not permanently.
No, for 3 months.
From the 6th of January onwards.
Until the 17th of April, which I know because it's my birthday. So it will close for 3 months for refurbishment of the downstairs...
The ground floor.
The ground floor.
The lobby and the bar and the restaurants will be completely demolished and completely renewed. And another important change is that the entrance of the building will have a new place. It will be relocated.
There is a new highway, and since the new highway there's also been a change to the parking lot. So it is unlogical where the entrance is now. You have to make quite a walk. So it will be closer to the parking lot and more logical.
And closer to the park, because when you walk out the hotel after the renovation, you will just walk up straight up to the park. What do you think of the drawings the Efteling released?
I love it. The hotel has always been aimed as a sky hotel, so it should be in the air. And the lobby now will be a guard to look at the stars, Sterrenwacht. I'm not sure how it's translated, but it's a more sci-fi kind of lobby, and I like the theme.
I like the idea, I don't like the theme. I think it's a good thing that the Efteling take care of the ground floor of the Efteling Hotel. Let's be clear about that. When you walk into the Efteling Hotel right now, it's a blast to the past. You're right in the 1990s. Well, I feel at home in the 90s, but well, it's not of this time anymore,
No,
and it feels outdated.
It needs a refurbishment. I like the star-themed look and the night sky, but it's all depending on how it eventually will look. It can be very sterile and modern.
It's really generic, and it's a really generic hotel look, I feel. But again, we just only saw 2 or 3 drawings, and that isn't what it will look and feel in the complete way. There will be a new front desk, just a small one. Now it's taking up, I think, a quarter of the space. A small check-in part. There will be some restaurants. I still hope that they will add a bar, because I love the Gelachkamer, the current bar. It's so cozy, and for sure this will completely change. And I hope they will have a separate bar that's really cozy, that is fun to be at, with his own vibe. But we haven't seen that yet. We'll check it out as soon as it opens. Then another follow-up. In our last news update, we promised to have a raffle. And
we'll do this at home. We're at the Efteling right now, so we'll take you at home right now.
Okay, and we're home. But before we pick a winner, we recorded this video on the 2nd of June. And we visit the park on the 2nd and the 3rd of June. And there is some extra news we would love to share. Let's start. Later on in this video, we will talk about the summer Efteling. And at this moment, the Efteling started all the constructions for the summer Efteling. So at Dreamflight, they are constructing the elf benches. And at Ruigrijk, the construction of the Python stage is on. If you visit in the upcoming weeks, know that you might have some construction works going on here for summer Efteling. But maybe the most important news, we wrote the gondoletta, and we told you before that there is a strong rumor that they consider to add new boats that have a larger capacity than the current 6 persons per boat. And while riding gondoletta, we spotted the new test vehicle. There's a test boat. We assume that Efteling will add this boat to the ride on a short notice to see how it works out. And when it's a success, that they will add more of these boats or replace all boats, because, well, they could use some tender love and care. Let's pick a winner. I've added all contestants in this bowl. When you're a patron of our channel and you send in a congratulation, your name is in here twice, and I will pick one just randomly, and you are the winner of the goodie bag, the Efteling themed goodie bag with all digital art and stickers. This is the winner, and let's see who it is. And the winner is Sandertje 450. You're the winner of the goodie bag. Please contact us and we will make sure that the goodie bag comes your way. Well, congratulations, and we'll make sure that the prize is coming your way as soon as possible. Let's make a walk through the fairytale forest. And the first thing we see is that the new guard at Sleeping Beauty's castle is still not there.
No, it's taking longer than expected, for us at least. We expected it in a couple of weeks.
We expected it at opening April.
True, and after that a couple of weeks, but it's still not there yet. The Efteling promised it will be there before summer, so it should be there before July.
That's within 2-3 weeks.
Well,
let's hope they'll make it, but I'm not quite sure of it. I'm not sure why it takes so long. But there will be a good reason. One thing that we have seen, we now officially know how this guard will look. Because Sander de Bruin released a painting in the annual financial report of Efteling.
it was the cover even.
It was the cover and it looks great. Then over to Red Riding Hood.
She's gone.
Well, before you enter the fairy tale of Red Riding Hood, there is a sign pointing in the direction of Red Riding Hood, and there was a statue above. And what many people don't know is that this statue was a replica of the original fairy tale of Red Riding Hood in the way it was in the fairy tale forest in 1952. And that statue is now gone.
True.
I hope for some tender love and care.
Of course, it will be back.
And I hope she will be back really soon. Then over to Hansel and Gretel.
That's going fast.
It's really fast. Last month we told you that the foundations were in place and they start building up the house already, and we see a garden wall, but we have to be careful because we know that some steps in the renovation will take time to dry and to make sure that it's really well done.
So it will take some time before it will open, but they're making good progress. That's good.
The opening is planned for December.
And this is fun. We should maybe call this a rumor, but it's...
I think this is the first sign that the rumor we had will come true.
There are measurements taken at the fairytale forest, and that usually means a new fairy tale.
Yep, and of course we heard the rumor of the fairy tale of the Princess on the Pea, and we think that we now know where it will be located, between Trollekoning and Vrouw Holle, and in the forest that is connected to the Grand Hotel. So I can imagine that this will be where hotel guests of Grand Hotel Efteling can enter the fairy tale forest,
Very
and
cool.
that this will be the first fairy tale
They see? Very cool.
Let's hope. As soon as there is an announcement, we'll tell you as well.
This is also some maintenance.
At the Six Swans.
Yes.
It's closed down at the moment, and we saw some recordings of flashing lights inside. And I heard that the Efteling is planning to add an additional small, mostly light-based show for people who are in the attraction, because loading and unloading can take a while at this point.
And it's a very short ride.
Only a couple of seconds. Don't expect too much. It's just
You go round.
You go round and you can see it as you enter. And the fairy tale should be open later this week again.
Cinderella had a little refurbishment.
Just a small refurbishment, but there was a special moment.
Yes, we saw there is a window above where you see the stepmother peeking through the window.
One of the best hidden Easter eggs of the Efteling.
And she was very well visible, because you usually see her just behind the curtain. And we saw this as a really well done, beautiful animatronic.
What I love about these details in the Efteling is, even if you see how much detail there is in her clothing, in her makeup, that the Efteling is paying so much attention to such small details. It looks really neat.
I think 99% of the visitors won't even see her. But next time when you're at Cinderella, look up, stand still for a while, and you see her peeking through the curtains.
And that's all for the fairy tale forest right now.
Then on to maintenance, because there is good news.
Good news! De Zoete Inval reopened the candy shop near Anton Pieck Square, and it looks really neat.
There are small bees everywhere. It's a little scavenger hunt. There are 4 bees outside and 7 bees inside. They adopted the same candy measurement system as in the candy store in Ruijgijk. So you have these little bags now, and you know beforehand what you will pay, which is a good thing.
In the old situation, your candy was weighted and you paid per weight, and now they have paper bags and you can fill them up. And another change over there, not only the new way they present the candy, but also this is the 3rd place in the Efteling where they added self-service. You can have a self-checkout. There is still an employee. I heard some people complain that it was only self-service. No, it isn't. There is an employee. He or she will help you. You can have your checkout with an employee and pay with cash. But on the other side of the store, there's also a self-checkout. And I think this is a smart way to have 2 checkout points with only 1 employee. And we strongly recommend to take a peek in this store. It looks really, really neat. Also finished is the maintenance at Joris en de Draak. Last month we told you that the roller coaster reopened, and it did. And we finally rode it, and it is smooth. But also the waiting area is completely redone and is also open since a couple of days.
So it's back to normal.
And we can visit Etna again.
Yes.
So
Etna,
finally,
Etna the dragon over there, if you didn't know.
It's finished and it will stay open for, hopefully for a couple of years right now. But there's also maintenance going on in the park, as always.
A lot, yes. The House of the Five Senses is still getting its new color scheme. There are doors now that are in the new color scheme, but work needs to be done.
The color scheme is growing on me.
Oh, I love it.
It's, I guess, one of the final things they had to do at the House of the Five Senses.
No, there still needs to be a lot done, but that will probably be done when the Grand Hotel is open, but because that's Efteling, that's the souvenir store, for example. For sure, the store Efteling was planned for refurbishment last year.
the Efteling already decided to move that up because also in Grand Hotel will be a souvenir shop.
So you see the old color scheme still in places, but they're making good progress.
Also maintenance is going on at Piranha.
Ooh, that's almost, they're making...
Next month it will be open.
Yes, and it's looking so good.
It looks really neat. The rockwork is redone and we already told you that there are faces in there. Karel Wilmer now officially announced that it was the plan. But there's also a new drawing. And I'm not sure what to think about that, because when it is the way it looks on the drawing, you will get soaked.
Yes.
And that isn't always a good thing in the Netherlands.
But it was a promise, and it will probably just be on hot days.
What we can see on the drawing is at the end of the ride there are the two waterfalls on both sides of the boat. And we just saw that they will add two statues in front of that. That will make a water curtain in front of this opening. So let's hope the water stops before your boat enters.
And there are other elements as well. There are also the arrow shooters and the bubbling, exploding pots. So.
Yep, we already told about the coadal, the snake, and we now learned that it will be in the ride in a horizontal way and that will blow out water several times. In the next video we can show you the ride. So
if you like this kind of video, subscribe, help us out, like this video, and we'll show you the next time. And I'm all for change. I'm usually more for change than you are, so you're more... But
the purist.
And at Lavelaar, there's something even I am getting used to, and that's the new pavement. That is colorful.
Yep, I hope it will fade really soon. It looks really bright and almost like confetti or something.
It will probably grow on us.
And of course it's more accessible because it were cobblestones and those weren't that accessible, and this is way better. Let's hope it will grow on us. We don't visit Lavelaar that much. And of course there's also some maintenance announced in the park. At this moment, the Oude Tuffelbaan is already closed.
Those are the self-driving cars at
Rijkrijk, and they will stay closed up till the 21st of June. Also the steam train, we already know that there's only one train running and it has to cool down once in a while, will be closed at 7, 12 and the 18th of June. And there are no dates after that date.
So maybe the second train will be back from England then? Or?
They promise to bring back one of the trains still running on coals back for the summer, so this would be in time for summer. So let's hope so. Also the Halve Maan, the swinging ship, will close down only for 3 days from the 24th up till the 26th of June. And I guess then the maintenance calendar is empty because then summer will start.
Yes, and there's already some summer entertainment spots at Efteling. It isn't operational yet, but Jin has been spotted in the park.
Yep, he's still backstage, but Jin will come back. We already know that also the ferries at Dreamflight will come back, and of course they are working to reopen the summer beach.
The summer beach near Jokie and Jet, near Carnival Festival. And we heard a rumor, well, not really a rumor, it's pretty much confirmed, when the designer of a new show sat next to a reporter, which he didn't know was the reporter, and showed his colleagues a new show at Rijkrijk.
Yep, so this is quite sure this rumor is true.
Yeah.
You just headed over to the rumors. The rumor is that there will be a new show at Rijkrijk this summer, and that the Sterk Staaltje Staalkracht show, and I'm glad we get rid of that name, won't return to the park.
It wasn't a very big success, it was the interactive kind of with the wind, the air.
It was really childish.
It will now be something with screens and also interactive.
An interactive screen, and I'm always curious what will be the interaction be. Is it a really interactive screen or is just somebody pushing a button from the back?
We'll show you when the summer entertainment is live. Of course, we'll do a special.
I'm sure we'll do a new special what's up in the summer.
And if you want to see a preview of the Jin and the E11s, we made a video of the entertainment of last year. So you can always check that in our video of last year.
And then something near the Gondolettenvijver, all around the Gondolettenvijver, there were concrete blocks on the pavement, and they were
New light fixtures, temporary light fixtures, so we weren't sure what that was about.
I first thought that this would be for an event, because there was an evening event, and I said, well, maybe some extra light effect, but it isn't for an event. We now learned that the Efteling is doing maintenance on the light poles. I'm quite sure they will change them for LED lights.
Also more sustainable.
And most of the lamp posts are gone right now. And these lights are there temporarily. But I think because those are those light strings with the bulbs, I can imagine this is quite magical. Over to the construction works. First up, Danse Macabre.
The outside is pretty much finished, but we have a new inhabitant. We have a bird. On the back side of Danse Macabre there is a raven that looks... well,
nah. He looks nah. It's actually the first inhabitants we saw. There are also birds on top of the kutsais. They were already in the drawing, and when we discussed the drawing we said, well, let's hope they will be there. Those are there as well. And even the statue of Joseph Charlatan was spotted.
Yep.
I heard it was removed really quickly afterwards, but also that one is in place. So we see that the outside of Danse Macabre is nearing its completion, and also in the inside.
The ride itself, so the disc and the little discs that are turning were there, but now also the church benches are delivered and probably installed.
And that means the ride system is that means the ride system is completed, and they maybe even can start their test run. Let's hope so.
The light has been on the last weekends as well, so they're working through weekends now, and that's new. Or maybe that's just ride testing because the employees probably work in the weekend.
I don't know.
No.
But there's also some other news, and maybe this should be in merchandise, I'm not sure. This was a throwback when we started the channel. In our second news update, was June last year, we mentioned that we spotted Jeroen Verheij and Paul van Loon together in the Zwarte Kat.
You heard it first here.
We had the scoop. Now it's announced that he also will write a book for Danse Macabre, 288 pages, and it will release in the beginning of October.
Ooh.
So I guess this is a sign.
An extra sign. There are so many signs.
It will be October, and I'm quite sure it will be the 11th of October, because in the week later the book will release. So quite sure this.
Hopefully.
And I hope that the book will tell the story of Joseph Charlatan. It will take us back in time to the 80s and 90s.
And I think, I get your hope, but I think it will just be the show stories of the charlatans we had in the last shows that was told of their travel and the discovery of the graveyard. I think that will be the book.
Yep. And then over to another construction ground, the Grand Hotel.
That's going very, very well.
They're already working on the 3rd floor, and it's almost finished, I think. So they will start the 4th floor. But you can now see the arch where you will walk under. It's really clearly visible, and this will be really impressive. I hope we can see the plates that will cover the arch on a short notice, because I love that. And let's hope we can walk under there before the end of the year.
Let's see.
I promised another record for the Efteling, and don't expect speed records or something, but the Efteling released their financial report, and there is a new record in their profit. 38.7 million euros of profit. That's really good. And it's really good because not only for the Efteling, but also for us as visitors. Because the Efteling is owned by a foundation, and all profit will stay in the foundation that takes care of the nature in and around the Efteling, or within the park. The Efteling builds attractions with the money they earn from profits. So this means good news and many opportunities for the future.
And also in the report, the thing that was most intriguing
wasn't the financial part.
No, it was the plans of Efteling to have the physical waiting time be 20 minutes or less, always, on every ride, every attraction. So they will focus more on virtual queuing, things like that, that haven't been very successful in the past. But we can expect probably more tests to make this reality.
And the Efteling aims to make this come true in 2030. It's an important year for Efteling 2030. And the only wait will be maximum of 20 minutes and only to create some suspense for the ride.
Yeah. It's an ambition, and it's a...
It all starts with ambition. And also an ambition, Fons Jurgens also in that same report told the Efteling is a nature park and we will make that more clear in the near future. We're aiming more on nature, more on greenery, and more on sustainability. I think that is also a good ambition because that separates the Efteling from all the other theme parks in the Netherlands, the natural vibe.
Back to merchandise, we already mentioned the book, Paul van Loon, but there is also a new souvenir from Danse Macabre, and that's a magnet.
Only €3.50, only available at the Zwarte Kat, next to the postcard and the keychain. And the Efteling also announced that a pin will be released. Yeah, I think that will be a hit.
Yeah.
So slowly we see more and more of the merchandise around Danse Macabre, and also more and more.
Speaking of that, I also are inspired by Danse Macabre, and also in our shop is a shirt inspired by Danse Macabre. So if you want a shirt,
especially for the opening,
go to our shop.
And then some smaller things we saw in the park. There is a lot of new life in the park.
Yes, there are little swans. There's even a little squirrel. It's so cute.
Especially the small birds. There are birds and they hatched in a really special place.
Yes, they hatched in the lock on the entrance. And oh, it's so cute.
The Efteling even changed their opening ceremony to make sure they could hatch in all rest. And now they fly out and it's so cute to see. And also something we didn't see because Efteling removed those.
Yes, in the past they had a magical twinkle torch, so Bardou's magic wand. Those were some interactive points where you could shoot what, like Harry Potter, Diagon, the magical things you can activate with your wand. But they removed those. The twinkle torches, the ones weren't sold for 4 years now, 5 years?
I believe they stopped selling those in 2019 or something.
So 5 years ago, and now if you have one, probably it died, but you can't use it anymore in the park.
Nope. Then, sad news. There is one voice that is, for many people, the visiting the Efteling is really the Efteling voice, and that is...
She tells a lot of fairy tales.
She tells a lot of fairy tales, and you can hear her on several places. That is Wieteke van Dort. And she announced that she's terribly ill, and we wish her, well,
the best.
The best. Well, yeah, it's sad, because...
It's life.
That's life, but she's on age. She's only one of the few people with a lifetime annual pass for Efteling.
Yes, that was her pay.
Yep. Another thing, Fabula.
The 4D cinema show with a squirrel and a bear, especially made for Efteling, but by a company that's...
Aardman Studios in England.
And they agreed, we do it for this price, but we are owner of this film and we can sell it to other parks if they're not within 400 kilometers, I believe, or something like that. So it has been visible in the Zoo of New York, it has been visible in a lot of places.
Somewhere in Finland, south of France, and from now on also in Thailand, in Bangkok, in the zoo, you can also see the same show as you see in Fabula. There are small adjustments, Klaas Vaak isn't in there, but the rest is the same story. And that makes me wonder, how long will the Efteling continue to show this film? Because the Efteling is all about exclusive and unique experiences, and you can actually experience this movie all around the world.
We will see, but I expect something to happen at Fabula for several reasons. Maybe that's an entire video, but if you look at the view from Grand Hotel, Fabula isn't the best view right now.
Not at all.
And to cover that up will cost millions and millions of euros, and it's a big expense for something you might not want to keep in your park.
Yep.
So we'll see what will happen there in the future.
Okay. Then over to a new section in our news update. We are Dutch Theme Park Network and we love all theme parks in the Netherlands. But we discovered we were talking mostly about Efteling, and well, all the other parks have news, but it isn't that huge to make a separate video about it.
No, it's just small news items. So we'll expand this video a little.
Just a little news about other parks. And let's start at Walibi Holland, the coastal park of the Netherlands. And the Walibi Holland broke ground for their new single rail roller coasters that will open in 2025. So construction works to follow.
Also at Toverland, some news. They're looking for scare actors, which isn't new because they have a very good Halloween event. But the news is they're looking for scare actors that can yodel. And that's a new scare thing, probably.
Of course, it's clear that this will be connected to Wonderworld. It's set in the Alps, but there wasn't a scare zone there yet. And why would you add scare actors? Because you only do that in scare zones. I think this is a small announcement that the Halloween at Toverland will have a new scare zone.
Cool.
Curious what they're going to do there.
Yep. And of course the other ones will be back because there were other skills required, and that was you could
clearly connected to the other scare zones that were already there. Also news in Toverland is, we told in our Toverland news update that Aquabella Torres wasn't showing. That is the water show at Port Laguna, and that there was an accident. But the show is back on. After 3 weeks of investigation, it's back up. Not sure for how long, because we now learned that the stage
was set without a permit, and they do that often at Toverland.
They asked a permit in December, but there was no decision yet. And they just decided on their own risk to build the stage. Anyway, maybe not the best decision.
We'll see.
And then over to Belgium, because also in Belgium they speak Dutch. Over to Bellewaarde. Bellewaarde opened a new attraction. It was called Amazonia, and this is a water ride with boats like the Piranha, a rapid river boat, but they were in half pipes and all kinds of special effects. It was open for only 7 days, and then it was closed down due to technical issues. And they announced opening dates over and over again, but now Bellewaarde decided to remove an opening date from their website. And this is really painful.
This is a painful one because it was a world's first. Of course, Efteling is building a world's first too, so...
It was a world's first of Intamin, also the builder of Danse Macabre. But there was a lot of complaints because they couldn't make the complete capacity of the attraction. People were publicly weighed before entering the boats because there was only 450 kilograms allowed in every boat. It's closed down now, and let's hope it doesn't have the same destiny as Vertigo at Walibi Belgium. That was closed after several of days and was demolished and never came back.
If this will be the case, it will cost 2 million a day for the days it runs.
The build of Amazonia was 14 million euros, so if it only opened 7 days, it was 2 million euros per day. Let's hope this won't be the most expensive attraction ever in a theme park. That rounds up this news update.
Yes.
A long one.
Did you like it? Of course, subscribe to our channel, like this video, and
let us know what you think about the new inhabitant of Danse Macabre.
And these videos cost a lot of effort to make, so if you want to support us make more and better videos, then please visit our Patreon channels and
select the tier that suits you best. There are several tiers there. You can start with €1 a month, but for €3 or more you can even become part of our WhatsApp community.
A fun group.
We would love to welcome you over there. You get free ebooks, you can get yourself free gifts. So make sure to select the tier that suits you best. Or if you don't want to pay on a monthly basis, you can also take a look in our shop, dutchthemepark.com/shop, and there you can find all kinds of designs and also the new design
inspired by Danse Macabre.
That rounds up this month's news update. We hope to see you in the next one.
See ya.